The Seahawks hit the road for the first time this season and head to Foxborough for the first time since 2016. Hello 12s, I'm Jen Mueller with a preview of the Week 2 matchup against the New England Patriots. Now, both teams are coming off of opening weekend wins, maybe surprisingly so. Miscues in the first half did add a degree of difficulty to the Seahawks win, but the outcome went a long way in establishing the identity of this team.
We got a tight-knit team. The offense stuttered in the first half. Everybody saw it, but the way our defense kept responding every time they had to go out there on the field and get a big stop. You know, we're going to lean on each other this whole season. Nobody wants to start out the season like we did on offense, but we're going to learn from it.
We have already learned the impact Ken Walker can make with the ball in his hands.
The great part about Ken is that the first guy is never going to bring him down. You see that every single week. You know, anytime he's got that first guy, he's going to either run him over or make him miss in space. And then if we can block downfield, if we can spring him to the second level, you can see his explosiveness and just how he can finish runs.
He finished with 103 rushing yards last week and forced 8 missed tackles. The only back in the league who forced more, New England's Ramondre Stevenson with 10. But we will get back to him in just a second. When it comes to stopping the run, that is an area New England has excelled in. Last season, the Patriots allowed the fewest yards per carry in the NFL, just 3.3. Last week, Cincinnati mustered just 70 yards on the ground.
Very well coached, obviously, but they play tough. They have good players. They play hard. All the fundamentals just go right down the list. Check, check, check. Play square, get off blocks. What it takes to play really good run defense. Numbers back it up, tape backs it up. We got a great challenge ahead of us.
The Patriots defense allowed just 13 first downs last week, the same number the Hawks allowed against Denver. That's the fewest in a game for Seattle since 2020. The challenge this week is stopping Stevenson. Let's get back to him. The fourth-year player out of Oklahoma accounted for 8 first downs. And get this, 118 of his 120 yards came after contact. He is a big back who falls forward and will test the Hawks' run defense.
It's a new team, new coach. They're creating their identity, and right now they're creating identity in the run game. So we're focused, and whatever it is, whatever their challenges, whatever they have, we have to have a plan for it.
They're not trying to hide anything. They tell you everywhere in the media, wherever, they're trying to run the ball. You know, that's what they're trying to do. They got a good back in 38.
It's about getting multiple hats to the party because they're big physical backs that fall forward. And there's a huge difference between making contact, a yard or two past the line of scrimmage and falling forward for 4 versus making contact there. And now there's multiple guys at the party. And New England does a good job of kind of getting a hat for the hat. So there's a lot of one-on-one matchups that are going to be happening that we're going to have to win in order to have success.
The Patriots under Gerard Mayo are equally as defensive-minded as Seattle and missed just 3 tackles last week. Deion White tallied 2.5 sacks after getting to the quarterback just once all of last year. Kyle Duggar filled up the stat sheet and made a couple of big plays in the red zone, while Oregon product Christian Gonzalez limited Jamar Chase. The Bengals wideout finished with 6 receptions for 62 yards, but managed just 3 catches for 14 on the 20 routes he ran when covered by Gonzalez.
He's a very physical corner in press coverage, and when he's off coverage, tries to keep everything in front of him. I think this is just his 5th game in the NFL, so we're going to see how he holds up for 4 quarters, but he's a very good young player.
In total, this appears to be a matchup of similarly minded teams led by young, defensive-minded coaches.
They have really good players with sound, good fundamental schemes and change-ups. I know we have really good players and with what I believe are sound schemes and change-ups. We're going to have to see how each team's trying to attack each other throughout the game. And this is going to be a four-quarter old-school football game.
This football at the end of the day, take the scheme out of it. It's X's and O's. Everybody tries to score and the defense tries to stop you. But I think this week is going to be, who's going to play for 4 quarters with minimal to no mistakes.
It is an early kickoff for the Seahawks on Sunday, and the team will continue to fly out a day early to acclimate their sleep schedules. It is something that has worked well for them the last several years, as Seattle has won 24 of its last 35 10 a.m. starts. You can watch that game on Fox 13 or listen on the Seahawks Radio Network.